One of the more grisly aspects of forensics involves figuring out how long a body has been dead at a crime scene. It turns out one of the fastest ways to do this involves something else that makes people a little squeamish: bugs. On this episode of Innovation Hall, we visit University at Albany organic chemistry professor Rabih Moussa in her lab, where she and her students are developing a quicker way for investigators to determine the time of death, using common household flies and beetles.
Oh yeah, look at that ugly beast.
Don't look lovingly at them. You are looking at a variety of samples of different species of blowflies that colonize decomposing remains. Because blowflies tend to arrive first, you can estimate how long that body has been there and when death actually occurred.
Blowflies are a powerful forensic tool. Investigators have been using flies to help solve crimes for decades. But the current process is slow. A close examination of blowflies on a body can accurately determine the time of death. But first, you have to determine which species of insect you've pulled off a corpse. There are 120,000 separate species of flies alone. That's where Dr. Moussa's revolutionary discovery can pay off. Right now, insect identification can take days or weeks. Dr. Moussa and her team have developed a way to identify the type of species in seconds. Let's pause for a brief chemistry lesson. Every living thing on Earth has a chemical profile. It's kind of like a fingerprint, but on a molecular level. You can see this pattern using a highly specialized instrument called a mass spectrometer. Dr. Moussa developed a technique that uses the mass spectrometer to capture chemical profiles of insects.
We take our sample and we place it right between the two, and then we get a readout on the screen.
That's the chemical signature.
The first time I made a statistical model, and it actually showed that the chemical profiles between the species were different for different species. That was really exciting.
A database of insect chemical profiles can potentially shave weeks off murder investigations and help law enforcement efforts to solve crime quicker.
Ultimately, if we could map the chemical fingerprints of all forensically relevant insects all over planet Earth, that would be really, really cool. I think that this technology holds promise to accomplish that eventually.
But before that happens, there's a lot more quality time they need to spend with these bugs.
Since working on this project, I've acquired an affinity for them and seen how quite beautiful, how beautiful they can be, how useful they are.
Support for Innovation Hall comes from the Bender Scientific Fund of the Community Foundation for the Greater Capital Region.